Right guys, welcome back. Today we are starting our new series, which is How to Sunday. Over the course of this series, myself, Rick and Sam will be giving you a little bit of an insight to how we do things, and hopefully it can help you self-builders along the way too. So, what have we got today? Well, this week has been a story of old vans that we've converted coming in for upgrade. So it's a bit of an upgrade week this week. We have this one, which was a 2016 Citroen Relay. Lovely couple. They purchased this van. They're based down in Newark way, I do believe. They've asked us to put on an awning and a swivel base, but it's a swivel base that we are going to concentrate on today. First of all, what do we need for the job? It's always good to have your tools ready and make sure you've got everything at the start of the job. First thing we need, a ratchet. This is a 3/8 ratchet with a little extension and a 19mm socket. I've also got a smaller ratchet. Now you could have the same 3/8 ratchet, but you need a 10mm socket as well. This is the thing that you probably won't have kicking around the house, but it's something that you definitely need, which, if it focuses, we have a TX50 Torx drive bit. We need a Stanley knife with a fresh blade, and we need a permanent marker or something to mark that with. Again, good to have all these things ready for the start of the job. First job, 19mm spanner. On these bolts here, just at the front, you've got one, two, take them two out. Once you've done that, your second job, at the back, as you'll see there, these are the bolts that you need to take out. Now, to start with, you just need to loosen them off a little bit. So pop that down there. This is your T50 Torx bit, your star drive, and give them a knock off. And then once they're off, you'll see your seat comes loose. So once we've got all the seats out, we need to mark out part of the floor that we need to cut out with the Stanley knife. So I pull out my marker pen and use the swivel base as a template. I then get out my straight edge and the Stanley knife and start cutting very carefully to take out the floor. Once you're on that passenger side, there is a wiring loom that runs underneath, so you need to be ultra careful so you don't go too deep and disturb that wiring loom. We remove the two brackets with the 10mm screws, and then we give it a nice hoover and a clean and a wipe up underneath to get rid of any dust and debris. Now it's all clean and tidy, we're ready to start fitting the swivel base. We take off the 4 red thumb turn screws, and then we line up the holes with the van's original bolt threads. Once we're sure that they're lined up lovely, we put in the bolts, remembering not to over tighten them at this point because they may need some micro adjustment. Once we've put them in finger tight, we then get the ratchet and then knit them all up. Remember to do them nice and tight because this base is what's keeping you in the van if you're ever in an accident. We then slacken off the bolts on the top of the swivel base and go get the double seat. You then slide the forks on the back of the double seat into the bolts at the back of the base, and then go back round to the front with your 19mm bolts and pop them in at the front again, finger tight until everything's set in position. Once you're happy that everything's married up nicely, get your ratchet, tighten them up. Again, we want to make sure that these are really nice and tight so there's no movement in the seat whatsoever. Now it's all in, we're ready to swivel the seat round. Now you must take off your headrest to swivel it round just so they don't interfere with the bulkhead. And that's it, one double swivel base fitted. Well, that's it, job done. Look how much it opens the van up. That's ace. Difficulty rating, out of 10, I'd give that a 4, 3, 4. It's not too difficult. It can be quite finicky to actually turn the seat once you've done the job. The main thing is to remember when you are cutting that floor out, like I mentioned earlier, you need to be very gentle down this passenger side because that's where the main wiring loom for the van runs. Apart from that, it's a fairly simple job. Don't get me wrong, even though we think it's simple, we do this kind of work day in, day out. If you think it's not for you, then give us a shout, drop us an email on there, call us on the work number if you want, and we can get you booked in. If you do think you can do it, hand on heart, give it a go, because you do get so much satisfaction once you've done that little bit yourself on your own van. So Mally and Tracy have just come to pick it up. We've got the awning done and the swivel base. Guys, thank you very, very much. It's great to see the van again, and thank you for your support on the channel as well. If you do want one of these swivel bases, double, we've got a cracking offer for you. These, as a rule, if you look on the internet, are 350, 360 quid. Now, DH Campers, have a look at their website, drop in the discount code AVC Campers, and you'll get a little bit of money off as well. Without any discount, you're saving 60, 70 quid right off the bat. They don't just do them for these vans, they do them for the T5s, T6s, customs, bit of everything. So go check them out. On that note, see you next week.